So next week on the docket, we got BG with rumors of Blake Griffin, my bad for the abbreviation, possibly going to the Brooklyn Nets. So like, I know Kevin mentioned this a while back. It just looks like the Brooklyn Nets are just going to be jumping in and buying anybody on the block. Anybody
Dumpster
that's frees
diving.
up is welcome. It's blessed on
Dumpster
this side.
diving, bro.
Um, I guess I'll start it off. I mean, like, I don't know what Blake Griffin is at this point, and I know I voiced that already on this pod. Like, I'm not sure what value he brings to a team because when I watch him play basketball, he doesn't look like he has a true skill anymore. Like, I thought he was okay, maybe playmaking, right? He can play make out of the big spot, but other than that, I don't really know what he's doing. So I think he goes to the Nets, but I don't know how productive of a player he will actually be on the Nets. And granted, I don't know what the Nets will even need from him other than just size and rebounding. But like for me, if Blake Griffin goes to the Nets, it doesn't move the needle. Like that, he's not really doing much. Because personally, I think Blake Griffin is a stretch to even have in your 7, 8 man rotation. So I don't know. That's just me. But Kev, what you think?
Bro, I think when you add a man that's a multiple time All NBA, All Star, and All Star, like everyone kind of just watches and just waits to see, like, is that guy gonna come back? Even if it's in a 20-minute role, are we gonna see a flash in the pan that's gonna help push the needle for the Nets? And until I see that shit, this means nothing. Because as Rob said, what is he bringing to this team? He's not a lob catcher. And that's literally all they ask of their center. That's exactly what DJ's doing. That's exactly what Nicholas Claxton's been doing as of late. So what is BG doing? Are you going to play the four and get toast on defense? Right now, in the healthy lineup, KD's playing the four. So you're going to come off the bench. Just maybe it's you and Jeff Green off the bench at the center spot and the forward spot. But again, what are you going to do, man? He can shoot. I don't think he shoots better than Jeff Green. It's just, as I told man, their roster is so devoid of talent. It's just dumpster diving. They're reaching for anything they can find in there, and it looks like a shiny new toy when you pull that out of the dumpster, and it has multiple time All Star, All NBA, former MVP candidate. And as far as we're concerned, the man was a winner when he was playing in good situations. So there's no knocks on him. But I've been watching. I see people on Twitter moving like they just like KD stacking the deck. Yes, he's been trying to stack the deck, but this isn't one of the cards that he's been stacking.
Yeah,
This man is watched.
facts.
BG's bringing his name, yo. That's what he's bringing.
Yeah, that's facts.
He's bringing his name, and he's bringing his name, and he's bringing jersey sales. He may bring a couple more eyes on the games that they didn't have before, just to see um, another star name in the pot. Like, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, it's BG's been dead food for a while now, and it's one of those situations where I don't even know exactly, what he's going to be asked to do, because we can't ask him to play defense. We can't ask him to lob. You know what I'm saying? Why would we ask him to shoot when we have so many other shooters on the team that are just better? So, you know, and are we going to ask him to play make? Are we going to ask him to, that's the only thing I can look to. Like, maybe they say, make this or that play out of the high post, but we have Harden for them things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have KD for
And
those things.
KD and Kyrie for
And
them
to a lesser
things.
degree, we have Kyrie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just one of those where the body can't hurt. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And minimum can't hurt. So if you want to pick him up to just see what happens, you may get a 1-2 game of, old school BG. A flash in the pan here and there for a 1-2 game. And honestly, that's all you need in the playoffs. Each series, you just need one game from an outside source that isn't supposed to actually produce for you, and that's pretty much enough for you to move on to the next round. So I'm happy for BG. I hope if the Nets do pick him up and he ends up getting a ring out of this, it's well deserved, honestly, because he had a good career. He stayed dedicated. He stayed, to his craft and all of that. So I'm happy for him if they do pick up.
I think it's one of those
Uh,
situations. I don't know. Go ahead. Go ahead.
with I don't know if you guys remember when the Warriors signed Boogie Cousins, and Mans kept putting up the posters with the how many All Stars, a full starting lineup of All Stars, completely moving like the man didn't tear his Achilles. It's a similar situation now. He's bringing the name, even though he's been shit for a good 3-4 years now. And
Mm-hmm.
we're not just talking about he's no longer a star. We're talking about this man might not even be a starter or in eight
He
man
might not
games.
be a rotation player.
Right.
Yeah.
But now you're gonna see man's post up the how many All Star appearances and All NBA appearances are in that Nets team. And I'm not a fool. Still, you can't fool me. That's all.
Granted, he should be better with better players around him. He really,
I
really
hear
should
No,
that,
he
be.
but
should be
You know
better.
what I'm
That's what I'm
saying?
saying. Because as of right now, he should not be playing minutes. Period. Right. So I expect him to be
Yeah.
better. But how much better are we talking? Because this guy is bad right now.
I think it's one of those situations. I don't know if you guys remember when the Houston Rockets signed Josh Smith and what's the bald guy? Corey. He was a
Corey Brewer.
Yeah, Corey Brewer, the cherry picker, the ultimate cherry picker. And then in that one playoff series, they went out there and won in the game. I feel like that's best case scenario for
They
what the
came
Nets.
back down by like 25 or
Yeah,
some
yeah,
shit.
yeah. I think that's
I
best
remember
case
that.
scenario right
I
now, and I
remember
think
that
that's
shit.
what Brooklyn's trying to do. They're just trying to get people like Norvell Pele out the rotation. That guy shouldn't be in the building. Like, you know what I mean? Get a reputable
Yeah.
man who's been in the league and at the very least just knows how to play high level basketball. Whether he can actually go out there and perform is irrelevant, but he knows how to play. Like if you go in there and run a set play, he can do it. And yeah, he's not Blake Griffin at all,
Yeah.
but he's still competent. You know?
Yeah.
The key question is whether or not Blake can beat a mismatch.
Nah, impossible.
That will determine if he should even be in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? And like, can I give it to you on the post with a smaller man guarding you? Can you beat a slower footed big man on a drive? You know what I'm saying? That's going to determine whether or not he has any type of value out here. Because if he's going to be playing in the second unit and he can beat a mismatch, then
But
he's a pickup.
I just find it weird because James Harden kind of runs the second unit, and there's no reason to have Blake Griffin on the court if you have James Harden out there, personally, because you're not dumping the ball down to Blake Griffin on the block when you have James Harden in the game. You're not lobbing the ball to him because he can't jump over a piece of paper now. So like, what are you doing out there?
And honestly, Nicholas Claxton is better than that guy, bro. Like,
I'm not ready
legit.
to go that far.
He
Better,
is
no,
still.
but in that team and what they need from a big man, I'd say yeah. But I don't know if I'm gonna go forward to it. He's played like 3 games.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not ready to.
I'm not championing a second round pick to go over him just yet, still, because Nicholas Jackson just started playing basketball. That guy's been here for a while, and I can't depend on him, and I can't depend on Blake either. I'm just not ready to put that guy over Blake. But let's move